Hey there, it's Jake from Geo Targetly, and in this super short tutorial I will be showing you how to integrate Geo Targetly into your site via Google Tag Manager. First step, you need a Geo Targetly account. If you do have one, log in. If you do not have one, we offer a 14-day free trial, no credit card required, and there are no limitations. You can use all of the features during trial. So, step 1 done, we're inside the application. You should be greeted with our product dashboard. Step 2, you need to get a tracking code that will be implemented into your site. And in order to do that, you need to select which feature you want to be implementing. When it comes to which feature to select, basically we have a very good documentation and video tutorials for all of these features. So just select one that's appropriate for your use case. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll just show you how to implement geolocation. So navigate to geolocation, either create the setup, or if you already have a setup created, just go into get code, which will get you to where your tracking code is generated, and just copy it. That's step 2 complete. Before we move to step 3 though, I want to mention that GeoTargetly implementation is a one-time deal. You only need to get the code into your site once, and any changes that you make inside the applications from that point onward will be automatically propagated into your site. It's as neat as that. With the code selected, it's on to another step, which is making sure that the code is triggered on your site. For that, you need to go into Google Tag Manager and you need to create a new tag. So go into tags, click on or select new, and then do tag configuration. And in tag configuration, you want to create a new custom HTML. In the custom HTML, you will just paste the code, and then you can also set up advanced settings such as firing priority. You want this to be as high as possible, and then also you want to trigger not per event but per page, because we want to trigger it only once per page but on each page, so that GeoTargetly can determine the location for each of your pages. And that's the tag part configured, but then we also need to take a look into triggering. So for triggering, you can either select all pages or triggering on just a selected set of pages. For all pages, this use case is very common if you, for example, have two sites, one for your US customers, another for your Canadian customers, and you want to make sure that all of the Canadian customers, if they land on any page of the US website, are redirected to the Canadian site. For this use case, you would select all pages or implementation across all pages of your website. But in case you want to do just single page implementation, which might be beneficial if you, for example, have just specific subset of pages of your site that are, for example, contain content that is restricted for some locations, then you would implement it just for specific pages. So for site-wide implementation, select all pages, but if you want to implement for specific pages only, click on New Trigger. The trigger type would be page view and some pages of the website, and you can define the criteria on which pages it should fire over here. I will be closing this because I want to go with all pages. As simple as that, you just hit save, you name it, so let's just name it GL as geolocation, click save, and then you would submit it to your production. I already went and did it, so now we have GeoTargetly implemented in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which is amazing. But I want to show you a few things before I conclude the video, mainly in regards to troubleshooting. Before I get to troubleshooting though, I also wanted to mention that Google Tag Manager is not the best way to implement GeoTargetly. It's not that it's a subpar tool or it's not going to work. Google Tag Manager works great for implementing GeoTargetly, but as Google Tag Manager is a super common way to trigger JavaScript codes on your sites, a lot of ad blockers might be blocking Google Tag Manager from firing on your site, and therefore also the GeoTargetly tracking script might not get loaded if your visitors are using ad blocks and you implement it via Google Tag Manager. If there's another option for you, I don't know if you're using a CMS such as Wix or Webflow, I would strongly encourage you to use those options instead, and we have video tutorials on how to implement via those CMSs as well. But we have already implemented GeoTargetly, so let's take a look at how to validate that it's on your site. The easiest way is to check whether the code is being fired on your page. So go into the page where it should be implemented, click on inspect, and go into network, and into the search bar type GL ? And then just refresh the page. Basically what you should see over here is a tracking code being fired. and returning a status code 200. Now we know that it is being triggered, but let me explain what you actually did. So you typed in GL because you are looking for geolocation. For other features such as geo redirect, this would be GR, and you can always check what the tracking code is by taking a look at the part of the tracking code in your configuration. Also, you can double check what the ID is because, sorry, didn't mean to do that, because you can see that it says ID equals, and then there's the ID of the setup. This is especially valuable if you have multiple tracking codes running on your site, and you can check which one is firing this way. If you are still unsure, even after this, whether GeoTargetly is modifying your site the way it should be modified, go back to your setup, and I encourage you to check out our built-in test mode. So what test mode does is it allows you to simulate visit from a different location. So you just type your IP address over here, you select what location you want to simulate, turn it on, and hit save for the setup. And the next time you visit your page, you will be visiting the page as if from the selected locations. Therefore, you can see what your visitors from that country are seeing or experiencing on your site. Similar results can be also achieved using a VPN such as NordVPN or ExpressVPN or any other VPN, but test mode is a bit more precise and reliable because it's GeoTargetly to GeoTargetly communication. If you're still struggling even after all of this to implement it, feel free to get in touch with our support team either by writing an email to support@geotargetly.com or just hitting this button over here where you can access live chat with our support team on our site. We also offer quite a lot of documentation. Just go ahead and go to our site under resources and docs. You can find written documentation, slideshow, quick start guides, as well as video tutorials for all of our features. With that, the only thing that remains for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll have a great day.